Hello students, we have discussed your first chapter matter in our surroundings completely. So now we will discuss the question answers which have been given in your book. In your book, the different types of the questions are there. Questions for practice, QFP, short answer type question, SAQ, long answer type question, LAQ, assignment questions, and objective type questions are there. And in your first chapter, QFP, question for practice, short answer type questions, and assignment questions are there. Objective type questions are there. Short answer type question are solved. Their answers are given in your book. So you have it is not required to write them in your copy. You will learn these questions from here. But questions for practice, QFP, which are 4 in your book, in your first chapter, will be discussed, and assignment question will be discussed, and after that objective questions will be discussed, right? So let us start with the FAQ. QFP, question for practice, at page number 5, which has been given in your chapter in your book. We will discuss first of all these questions. So let us discuss. Here there are 4 questions. We will discuss one by one. First one is, what are the 2 ways to classify matter? How is matter classified on the physical properties, right? So its answer has been given at page number 1 of the chapter. So here there are 2 ways, on the basis of physical properties and on the basis of chemical properties, right? So let us see what has been given on page number 1. Here at the page number 1, classification of matter has been given. There are 2 ways of classifying the matter. First one is physical classification and second one is chemical classification, right? Here in physical classification, the matter is classified on the basis of physical properties, and it is classified as solid, liquid and gases, right? Here on the in the chemical classification, matter is classified on the basis of chemicals, but chemical properties. But here in your question, the basis of classification has been asked, and after that classification of the matter on the basis of physical classification has been asked. Therefore your answer completes from starting from here to here. So you will write answer this. Okay, this will be your answer of first question. Now let us see. This is your second question. What is the decreasing order of forces of attraction between the particles of solid, liquids and gases? Decreasing order of forces of attraction. So it is very simple. Your answer will be solid is greater than liquid, liquid is greater than gases. It means in the solids the forces of attraction is maximum, in the liquid it is intermediate, and gases it is least. Okay, this will be your answer. After that, question number 3 is there, which is define diffusion. It means here you will have to give the definition of diffusion with example. It means 1 or 2 examples will be there. What is the decreasing order of diffusion of the particles of solid, liquid and gases? Solid, liquid and gases, right? So let us see. What has been given at page number 2. Here as page number 2, definition of diffusion has been given. You will write your heading diffusion, and after that you will write this definition. The process of intermixing the particles of two or more substances on their own is called diffusion. Okay, the process of intermixing of substances, right? The process of intermixing the particles of two or more substances on their own is called diffusion. And here answer of next part of question. Diffusion decreases in the order here gases, liquids and solids. It means this is the decreasing order of diffusion. This is how your second answer is completed. Now let us see third question. We can take some examples of diffusion as the cooking of food, burning of incense stick, agarbatti, perfume, etc. produce gases, right? These gases mix up with air and spread in all directions. Therefore, their smell can be felt at a distance much away from the place. This is one example. Okay. You can take another example. If we write something on the blackboard with a piece of chalk and leave it unchanged for considerable period of time, it is found that it becomes difficult to clean the blackboard afterward. It is because some of the particle of chalk get diffused into the surface of blackboard. There are many examples, you can write any two. Here, now your answer of third question is complete. We have given the definition of diffusion. After that, examples has been given, and then the order of the decreasing order of diffusion. It means this has been also explained. Gases, liquids and solids. This is the decreasing order. Now let us see the fourth question. What is the effect of temperature on the rate of diffusion of particles? As we know that diffusion is directly proportional to the temperature. It means when temperature is increased, diffusion increases. When temperature is decreased, diffusion decreases. And this answer is given at page number 3. Let us see. Here the answer has been given. The rate of diffusion increases with increase in temperature, right? Here. And you can also write the rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the temperature. Therefore, when we increase the temperature, diffusion increases. This will be your answer of question number 4. Here, let us discuss about question for practice, which has been given on page number 12. Here, the first question is, write the characteristic properties of solids, liquid and gases, right? These properties have been given on the page number 6 and 7. So let us see what are these. Here at the page number 6, properties of solids have been given, and you will write the heading properties of solids, and you will not write this. Okay, properties of solid, and after that using dash you will write the properties of solids. Here this one, you can see these properties. Clear? So these are the properties. I can read this. they solids have fixed shape and definite volume. Second one, solids are rigid and have fixed boundaries. They have negligible compressibility because intermolecular spaces are very small. Fourth one is solids have high density as compared to liquids and gases. Fifth one, there is a strong force of attraction between the particles of solids. And here next one, when solids are kept in container, some unoccupied space is left, thus solids do not fill their container completely. Solids do not require container to keep them. Seventh one is solids do not flow. You can write here. After that you can write up to this because reasons have not been asked. And here the particles are closely packed in solids. This will be sufficient. Solids have tendency to maintain their shape when subjected to outside force. Clear. Solids may break under the force, but it is difficult to change their shape, so solids are rigid, right? These are the properties of solid. After that, at the same page you can see the properties of liquid. Liquids have fixed volume but their shape is not fixed. Clear? This is sufficient from here. After that, second point, liquids flow and change their shape so they are not rigid. Okay, this is sufficient. Liquid can flow, they have fluidity and are called fluid. You can also write this here. Third one is they have low compressibility but more than solids, right? Liquids have lower density as compared to solids. Density decreases in order of this, right? Solids have greatest density, and liquids have intermediate, and gases have least density. Fifth point is there are weaker force of attraction between the particles of liquids as compared to solids, right? Liquids can flow because the kinetic energy of particles of liquid is more and the forces of attraction between particles of liquid are weak, right? After that, the particles are not closely packed in liquids, therefore the interparticle space in them is more than those of solids. These are the properties of liquid. Now at the page number 7, properties of gases has been given, and your first property is gases have neither fixed shape nor fixed volume. This is sufficient. After that, second one, gases do not have definite boundaries, right? They can flow in all directions. Thus, gases show fluidity. Gases have very less density as compared to liquids and solid. Gases are very light. There are weaker force of attraction between the particles of gases as compared to liquids or solids. This is sufficient. After that, kinetic energy of the particles of gases is much more than that of liquids or solids, right? The interparticle space in gases is more than those of liquids or solids. It is the reason that gases can be compressed. 8 point, the rate of diffusion of gases is much more than that of liquids and solids, right? Particles of gases are always in in constant and random motion. Clear? Up to this is sufficient. Next point, particles of gases move in all possible direction in straight lines. This is sufficient. After that, 11th point, gases have high compressibility. Clear? These are the 11 points in characteristics of gases. Here, characteristics of solid, liquid and gases. Answer of this question is complete. Now let us see next question. Now let us see what is second question. Why do gases and liquids flow? The particles of gases and liquids have less force of attraction, therefore they can slide over one another, or they, in simple terms we can say, they can move. That is why due to this they can flow. Gases and liquids can flow because they have less force of attraction than that of solids, therefore their particles can move, can slide on one another, and the particles of gases can move and particles of liquids can slide on each other. That is why the gases and liquids flow. That is why the gases and liquids can flow. Clear? Again, we can summarize it. The interparticular forces among the particles of gases and liquids is less than that of solid. That is why they can slide or move, and as a result they can flow. This is the answer of second question. After that, question number third, why do solids and liquids have fixed volume? Why do solids and liquids have fixed volume? This is due to the strong force of interparticular or intermolecular forces. Here in solid, it is the greatest force, due to which molecules or particles attract each other and they cannot move, they can only vibrate at their places, due to which the particles of solids are closely packed in solid. And here liquid, they have less intermolecular or interparticular force than that of solid, but due to which the particles of liquid can slide over another particles, but this force is not so much less that it allows the particles to leave the group of these particles. Therefore, they cannot leave the group or they cannot leave the liquid. This is why the volume of solids and liquid are fixed. The volume of solid and liquid is fixed, right? Now next question is, why do liquids and gases take the shape of the container? Because the molecules, the particles of gases can move in all the direction, and the particles of liquids can flow. They can flow from higher level to lower level. That is why they both are fluid. Clear? Therefore, when they are poured, they are kept in a container, they take the shape of the container. Now, next question is, why do gases exert pressure? This is the short answer type questions. Question number 16, which is already solved. So we will take the next question. Discuss the factors affecting diffusion. Here the answer has been given at page number 3. Let us see. Here, factors affecting rate of the diffusion. Here there are 3 factors. First one is physical state. Solids diffuses into liquid slowly, whereas liquid diffuse into liquid faster. It means this is basically depends on density. Greater the density, less the diffusion, right? Temperature. Next one is temperature. Diffusion is directly proportional to temperature. What has been given here? The rate of diffusion increases with increase in temperature, right? Then density is smaller, the density greater is the rate of diffusion, and vice versa. These are 3: physical state, temperature, and density, right? These 3 factors which affect, these are the 3 factors which affect the rate of diffusion. Here the next question is, which part of the container is filled by the gases and liquids? As we know that the particles of gases or molecules of gases can move in all the directions, therefore the gases will fill the container completely, but the liquids or fluids, they flow from top to bottom. Therefore when they are poured in a container, they are collected at the bottom of the container. Therefore gases fill the container completely, while liquids fill at the bottom, right? Liquids are accumulated at the bottom. This is the answer. What is the decreasing order of interparticle distance? It is interparticle distance. It is greatest in gases. In liquid it is intermediate, and in solid it is least. So this will be your answer of 8th A. After that, B, kinetic energy. In the gases, the particles have greatest kinetic energy. In liquids it is intermediate, and solids it is least. After interparticle attractions, it is maximum in solids and intermediate in liquids and least in gases. So this is the answer of your 8th C question. And here 9th question has been answered in short answer type question, which is whose number is 13. So we will not discuss it here. So this is question for practice at the page number 12.